Melissa Thomas from C2C Stamping, and I'm excited to be here with you live. I'm going to make sure that I can see myself on the laptop so that so that I can see any comments or anything. So let's see. Should be coming through. All right. So, at the end of each month, I'm going back to something that I used to do a long time ago. When I first started out as a demonstrator, I had I hope this is in the right place. Oh, well, I can't see. I'm a little worried. There we are. Okay, good. Whew. Okay. Okay, good. I used to send a little packet in the month, every month, to my Paper Pumpkin subscribers. And, you know, you do something for a long time and you wonder if anybody cares or is paying attention. So I stopped doing it for a while. And I felt like Paper Pumpkin has improved so much. It is such an amazing kit. I have been subscribing for 13 years, and I love it. It's fun. So last week, I made these cards, the kind of as scheduled cards. I actually gave my set away, but we're going to pull out the ink, and the stamp set from this one because we're also going to add in for the alternate project the new Beautiful Blooms dies. So these dies, what Stampin' Up! Is doing, this just started this last year. They have a set of dies. This is 168666. And they coordinate it with 3 months of Paper Pumpkin. So this set of dies coordinates with January, February, and March. So let's take a look. So the dies in here, there's this really cute die that makes a flower. We're going to use that one. And then we also use the postage stamp. This one actually coordinated with January's kit, but I love this shape. I think it's great. And then there's a beautiful word. It says beautiful. And I think this is going to coordinate with next month's kit. It didn't fit with what I was doing. I kind of had an idea of how to use it, but I don't know, I couldn't quite get it to work. So anyways, we're going to use these, and I'm going to show you how to layer this fun flower so that you can do this. But this set of add-on dies, I think they're like $10 or something. But it's a great thing to get if you're getting Paper Pumpkin and you want to be like, all right, I want to flex my muscles. I want to do a little something extra. I'm also using a few dies from the coordinating set. So this month, and not every month, but some months, the Paper Pumpkin coordinates with something in our catalog. And this month it coordinates with a really cute Easter basket set. These guys are so cute. And I'll show you a couple cards we made with these. So I'll be using these this stamp set for my senior classes next month. And they won't be the same as this, but super cute, you know, putting the grass back there. There's a cute little grass die and sticking the little guy in the basket. And I showed you the designer series paper last week. It's so pretty and so fun. So I thought this one was cute with the little gingham bow. And then here you're just kind of layering all the grass together. Love that one. And then this one's really soft and pretty too. So these are fun. Luckily, bunnies you don't have to color a lot. I think this looks like a chocolate bunny. And I have not incorporated him yet, but I am thinking about how I shall. But I used a couple of dies from here. I used the bow and I used the basket because it's super cute. And then I also used this die. I want to show you that die. And here I've got some leftover strips so you can see. So what's nice about this is that it cuts, I think 8 strips at a time. And these strips fit in the slots for the basket. And then this is a really cute bow that needs no stamping or anything else. So I use the specialty paper and I cut a whole bunch of these little strips. And we're gonna have some fun and make this alternative card. So if you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin with me, you will get an extra card packet in the mail from me every month. And if it's not a card, like sometimes I decide to do a 3D project, but for now I've been sticking to cards. So, all right. This is the stamp set that came in the set. So this is the stamp set I'm using. I'm just using the Hello Friend. So I'm gonna get that guy and put him on a block. Oh, let's see. Okie dokie. All right. So in the card packet, I'm gonna keep it a mystery what we're making. All right, we're going to use, so your card packet, this is the specialty paper. I forget what it's called. I'm gonna look it up. I know. You know, I can only remember so many things in my little head. All right, so the paper itself is actually a specialty paper. It's called Easter Joy. But then there's also this extra pack called Pleasant Patterns, which is why I definitely could not remember it. And it includes a Shy Shamrock, a Peach Pie, and a Pretty in Pink. We're using the Pretty in Pink sheet, and then we're also using the Shy Shamrock. The Shy Shamrock is the little pieces. So we've got 3 of those strips. And then we've got this Pretty in Pink piece, which I think is really fun. So, oh, I don't know where my glue is. Intriguing. Okay, I'll use this. Okay. Okay, so we're going to glue this on the front with some, you know, a little extra boundary. We're gonna stamp our sentiment on the cute little postage die piece. And we're using our Shy Shamrock. By the way, if you watched the video last week, you might have noticed that my ink pad came out. I put some Tombow glue behind there and glued the little ink pad down, and it is perfectly fine. So FYI, it has never happened to me before, but if it does happen to you, you can just glue that bad boy back down. All right. So there we go. Crumb cake. We've got this little panel. I'm going to wait because I think I want to make sure I know all my spacing. I will say that this is the designer series paper, and it's this cute Easter egg one. I tried to cut out the Easter eggs, and I thought maybe I could pile them in the basket. They looked weird. It's okay. We're just going to throw it away, and it's going to be a-okay. All right. And then these have little, there's little like cuts here. But what I found is that you kind of do have to kind of gently make that actually open. So that's good. We're going to weave this paper through here. And so we're just going to go up and down. And what I found was that the first one's the easiest because you've got lots of extra room to kind of like slide that bad boy through, and you can kind of push one way, although apparently I can only do that with one hand and not the other, and I don't know why. So you do what you need to do in order to slip that paper through. So we're gonna have 2 that are gonna go that way. I think it gets harder as you go down. So I would recommend you slide that first one down and kind of continue to work. Pardon me. Continue to work in the upper quadrant, which is bigger. So the next one we want to go a different way, right? So I'm gonna come up through this way, and then I'm gonna come down, and then I'm gonna come, and this is what I found was I can like kind of push where I want it to go, and then I can kind of like push up where I want it to go, and then I can push down where I want it to go, maybe a little. I also found sometimes it was helpful just to kind of give it an extra, you know, push there. If that's not enough on these last ones. These are skinny pieces. And so you know, if you're having a hard time, you can kind of try to, the other way is to kind of like push it through this way, but I didn't find that to be, it's tight in here is all I'm saying. And I might have ripped something on my sample, but I'm going to say that I don't notice it. So, all right. So if I can get my little fingers around that, that's good. I'll take it. And then we'll go through here. So this one is pretty much done. It just has the 3 peeking out. So, all right, I'm gonna bring that one down. We're just gonna kind of slide it down. And you could slide it down farther than you need it to be. Maybe that'll give you a little bit more wiggle room. I don't know. Okay, and then this one's gonna come from the back, and then it's gonna go to the back. So paper weaving, for those of you who are not heavy-handed, might be relaxing. For those of us who tear paper often or get frustrated, it's probably less relaxing. I will say that after doing this project, I have decided to not do the paper weaving portion with my seniors, partly because this requires a dexterity that I'm not sure many of them have, and a patience that I'm not sure many of them have. And I don't, you know, the worst thing in the world, we don't want like sad stampers, right? Like we want happy crafters. And so I think this is a really cool idea. But this is a, once you start getting these pieces in here, it becomes a very tight scenario to get the paper through. So there we go. So now that I've got a little bit, I can like kind of pull gently and then I can like push, maybe push that guy through. Maybe not. I can push him, pull him this way. So you can see that, I mean, this does take a little bit of time. And I'll show you on my original sample where I ripped it. I think you won't be able to tell. I'm gonna hope you can't. And if this end gets like frayed from like pulling it, it's no big deal because it's gonna be hidden behind the basket anyway. So it's not that big of a deal. Like you can tell it's like splitting in half, but it doesn't really matter. All right, and then we're gonna kind of pull that one. Now, I will say I did glue these down. I think that's a little crazy. These aren't going anywhere. Like, they're very, very, very much not going anywhere. If you truly felt the need, you could lift up these edges and you could put a little glue down here. You could do wet glue or dry glue or whatever. I don't think it's necessary. I'm gonna come in with my snips and I'm just gonna make sure that you can't see that green, and then I'll kind of press it down. But again, I think this is so tight in here that you don't really need it, but for good measure. And then before I kind of, tip it down, I'm just gonna make sure to cut it and get those little pieces. Yeah, there we go. Okay, very good. So, all right, there is our very cute little basket. It is really cute. And you can see the shy shamrock, and the little diagonal stripes on it, and it picks up some light. I think it's cute. We're going to build a little flower. And I really like this bow because mini glue dots fit, or mini dimensionals fit really, really well behind here. So then the flower is meant to be like this, right? And then it's gonna come on top of here. But what I want is, I want there to be a gap between the back and the front so that it looks like a real flower, right? Like there's actually the gap there. So I'm gonna put a dimensional here. And what that's gonna let me do is it's gonna let me have the gap that I want. So it's just going to give a little gap. And then I'm going to, actually, I want that dimensional higher. Oh, heavens, don't rip that. Okay. All right, I want that dimensional higher. I want it here. And I'm going to put a little bit of like just glue here. So I want it to be dimensional here, but glued here. Does that make sense? So kind of like together at the bottom and open at the top, like a flower would be. Then we're going to turn it over, and I'm going to use a glue dot here, maybe, if I can locate one. Yeah, well, or I'm going to put some glue here. All right. And then this whole piece is going to be glued down, and I probably used wet glue when I was trying to do this before, but that's okay. Okay, I'm going to put dimensionals on the basket itself, and I'm just going to do kind of the edges of the basket so I can easily tuck my flower in here. And then I'm going to do just a little bit of glue on the basket handle, although I don't really think it's necessary. Oh, well, I'm at the end of the glue, so there you go. That seems fitting for today. All right, I'm gonna need more glue. That's just what that's gonna come down to. Okay. Okay, oh my, all right, perfect. I'm going to, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of line the basket up with the panel first, because I know where I want it to sit with the panel. Then I'm going to glue the panel down in relation to like the whole card, right? So now I kind of have an idea of where I want that. That's fine. We're gonna tuck this guy in here, right about there, and we're gonna pop our little bow right there. Okay, so this is the original. This is the one I made. I ripped a little piece right here at the bottom of the basket. You can't even see it. I don't think anybody would notice, but this is my add-on project for Paper Pumpkin for this month. I hope you like it. I hope it showcases maybe some of the sweet or some of the paper or the ways that you can extend the life of your stamps and ink beyond that. Totally could have like added some of the grass, you know, if I wanted to, or the stamped little Easter eggs. They're super cute and super fun to color. So these are great sentiments. I also was going to do Hello Beautiful or Hello Beautiful Friend, and I could have done Hello Beautiful, but then with the basket and that beautiful die, I don't know, it wouldn't have fit quite right. So hope you love this. Please let me know if you have questions. Next month's Paper Pumpkin is going to feature the hummingbirds. It looks gorgeous. I'm super excited. They said the sentiments are going to work for like Mother's Day, but other things as well too. So that's great. For those of us that need, you know, just really pretty cards. I'm excited to see it. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'll put my Paper Pumpkin link down below. And also check your subscription. You can email or call Stampin' Up! And ask them if you have a demonstrator selected. A lot of people are actually direct to Stampin' Up! With their Paper Pumpkin subscription. So no demonstrator is getting credit for your Paper Pumpkin subscription. And we would love to get credit for that and also be able to support you with fun ideas and little gifts and things. So thank you. Every purchase you make helps us. We're really appreciative. And bye, y'all. Have a great week. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.